Welcome to Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for joining us as we bring you news that made headlines today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language is Boniface Moredi. Newswatch begins now. President William Ruto has issued a firm warning against criminal activities within the police service following the controversial death of Albert Ojwang while in police custody. While issuing his statement on the blogger's death, the president directed the National Police Service to discharge its duties decisively as per the law and charged the security agencies, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, to bring to book rogue police officers. The president said it was important to restore the confidence of the nation in the independent police institutions and call for calm as investigations into the matter continue.
Mambo ya usalama ya Kenya ni haki ya wananchi. Usalama ya mali yao, maisha yao, biashara zao ni majukumu yetu kama serikali. Na National Police Service, despite the fact that it is an independent entity, is working with us to make sure that we create the necessary synergy between the provincial, the national government administration officers and our security teams, ndio tuhakikishe ya kwamba kuna usalama. We cannot accept kwamba kuna uhalifu inaendelea na saa zingine hata officers wetu wengine wanahusika. And that is why we say, tunasema, whether criminals are in civilian or they are in uniform, we must deal with them firmly and decisively. And the law must apply to each and every person so that we can protect the lives and property of every citizen.
Now, the Inspector General of the National Police Service, Douglas Kanja, has issued a public apology to the family of murdered blogger Albert Ojwang and Kenyans at large over the handling of his arrest and uneventful death. Speaking at the Senate, IG Kanja also repented on behalf of the National Police Service over the misleading reports earlier issued that Ojwang had died by suicide in the police cells, after it later emerged following a post-mortem exercise that he had been killed by strangulation and blunt force trauma to the head. On his part, the Director of Criminal Investigations, DCI Mohammed Amin, said his office followed proper procedure upon receiving the report, the complaint from the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat.
There was nothing extraordinary with that report. Honorable Speaker, we have in the past received and investigated similar complaints from senior government officials, senators, members of parliament, and the investigative process has always remained the same. We receive the report, we investigate with a view to identify the culprits, and we take appropriate action. So the complaint by the DIG KPS, Mr. Lagat, was subjected to the same due process, Honorable Speaker, and there wasn't any preferential treatment as such. So I wish to confirm to this august House that throughout the subsistence of our investigations, the DIG KPS never interfered with the investigations whatsoever.
As I have indicated, I myself am a parent. My other senior level commanders, they are all parents. By losing Ojwang, it pains me, it pains them. It is not right to lose them in a police cell. Now, when he arrived, or when he was brought in from Homa Bay, he was given an opportunity to call his family back home. as I did indicate from my statement that I was providing, where he did indicate to his wife that they had reached Central Police Station safely and he was safe. So that one confirms that when he reached Central Police Station, he was all right, by his own statement to his own family, that he was...
Still on the Albert Ojwang matter, former Attorney General Justin Muturi has led calls for the resignation and investigation of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat over the controversial death of the blogger while he was in police custody. Muturi, who was flanked by opposition leaders Kalonzo Musyoka and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, have condemned what they called a state-sanctioned cover-up in the handling of Ojwang's case. He also questioned the integrity of the investigative process and pointed out reports that CCTV cameras at the station were turned off during Ojwang's detention at the Central Police Station in Nairobi. The opposition leaders have demanded the immediate release of footage showing Ojwang's arrival and movement throughout the facility.
In light of the foregoing, we are calling not just for the resignation, but for the arrest and arraignment in court of the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat, within 24 hours from the issuance of this statement. We similarly demand that the junior officers currently being persecuted be given witness protection with immediate effect. Their lives, obviously, are in danger because they know the truth. We applaud the courageous Kenyans who have kept vigil at Vigilance House and encourage them to maintain the pressure until this is achieved. We are also aware that Safaricom is complicit and indeed a facilitator in the tracing and abduction of Kenyans who have either ended up dead or maimed in the hands of police like Albert Ojwang. We want to issue a direct warning that this amounts to aiding and abetting in the commission of these crimes against humanity, for which Kenyans will hold Safaricom responsible and either take appropriate legal action or boycott their services.
On the spot, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has assured the Senate of a transparent investigation into the death of blogger Albert Ojwang in the hands of police officers. CS Murkomen, who appeared before the Senate, affirmed that he does not condone any constitutional violations by the police, noting that Ojwang's death was an embarrassment to the National Police Service. This as senators have called for Murkomen's resignation, along with that of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat over the murder of Ojwang. Ojwang was arrested in his home in Homa Bay and transported to Nairobi's Central Police Station for questioning, following a formal complaint by DIG Lagat, who had formerly complained about the blogger's defamatory content targeting him.
Mr. Speaker, can the Inspector General of Police withdraw and apologize in this House for the assertions that he made through the formal communication by the National Police Service that Ojwang killed himself? Mr. Speaker, in my culture, suicide brings stigma, and the IG of police has brought untold suffering, stigma, to the family of Ojwang by purporting that this gentleman killed himself when the autopsy clearly reveals that he was killed in the hands of police. Can you direct the IG to apologize and withdraw on the floor of this House on the strength of the autopsy report? Mr. Speaker, secondly, there are many good officers in the National Police Service. We must agree. All the members of Senate here have one or two police officers assigned to them. And I think generally they are people of good conduct. But there are few bad apples, Mr. Speaker, that need to be fumigated. And that is where the National Police Service comes in, and the CS for Interior. As a CS done any policy directives in writing pursuant to Article 245 to deal with those bad elements. Mr. Speaker, further, if you pursue the proximate cause theory, it was a complaint by DIG Lagat that led to the arrest of this young man in Lida, in Mawego, and that led to his death. Mr. Speaker, why is DIG Lagat still in office when it is his complaint that triggered the chain of actions and reactions that led to the death of this young man? Can the Inspector General tell us why? Can the CS tell us why? Because you cannot be in office still having authority and power, and you are the person who is being investigated.
Mr. Speaker, it would have been neater if it was up to me to advise Mr. Langat that nobody has said that you're guilty. But for the country to appreciate, and for myself, even as your friend, to appreciate and be clear of my conscience that what really happened, that you step aside until investigations are concluded, Mr. Speaker, so that we appreciate and we know what really happened. Otherwise, as it is, no person of good conscience, even if you are to remain and stand firm and the things that are being said about it, absolving you, but that is just, it's not in my place. It's the chairperson of the Police Service Commission to tell us how such matters are to be handled.
Mr. Speaker, it will be a violation of our Constitution if, as a Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Speaker, I would now arrogate myself a responsibility contrary to Article 245(4) of the Constitution, where when an investigation is done, if it is suspected that a senator has committed an offense, and as a Cabinet Secretary start saying, I call the IG and tell IG, go arrest so-and-so, investigate so-and-so, charge so-and-so. The people of Kenya under Article 245 of the Constitution wanted to remove the possibility of any person, not just the Cabinet Secretary, a senator, a president, and any other person would direct investigations into any matter outside the authority of the National Police Service.
Just before we take our first short break, here is a story about the family of a medical laboratory technologist who was allegedly abducted by police officers in Elgeyo Marakwet is now demanding for answers over his whereabouts. The family says their kin, Edward Kipchumba, went missing on the 2nd of this month, and to date they do not know where he is. Addressing the press in Eldoret, the family asked the state to produce their kin so that they can have peace of mind. According to the family, Kipchumba was abducted as he was returning home from his private clinic in Sambalat within the Kerio Valley. They have appealed to the Inspector General of Police and the Cabinet Secretary of Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, to come out and explain where their kin is.
Kwa hivyo tunakuja hapa sababu kijana yetu imesikwa kule Sambalat tot na alikuwa daktari. Kwa hivyo tulikuja kama wazazi familia kwa sababu imekuwa wiki moja bila kujulikana iko wapi, na walishikwa wakiwa watatu na 2 amewachiliwa na yetu bado kuonekana mpaka sasa. Sasa tunasumbuka sana, tunauliza serikali atusaidie tuonyeshe ya kwamba huyu Edward Kipchumba Terer ako hai. Hiyo ndio tunataka kwanza. Ya pili, alishikiwa kwa nini, makosa gani, ili tupate tutulie. Na bado tunauliza Haji Kanja, kwa maana anajua, labda anajua kwa maana hatujui wakina nani walishika. Na bado tunauliza Murkomen ambaye ni mkubwa ya security, na tena yeye ndio area yake na lazima aelewe kwa maana ni watu wake na ni wakina nani, kwa sababu sisi tuko na huzuni sana.
Let's take that short break now. We will be back with more stories. Don't go too far.
Unastahili Yesu kuabudiwa.
Join Mercy Mwaura.
Unastahili Yesu kuinuliwa.
This Sunday for a moment of worship on Ultimate Worship.
With lifted heads.
From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Wewe ni mwanzo, tena mwisho.
Hope TV. Look and live.
Abudu wastahili sifa.
Not every battle is loud. Some begin in silence and some end up in silence. But in every battle, your praise is your weapon. Let me see your hands above your head, come on. It started with Uwaponi chapter 1, the awakening. Then came chapter 2, the cry. And now, this June, Uwaponi chapter 3, themed Armed with Praise.
Let the high praises of God be in their mouths and a double-edged sword in their hands.
Join us on Friday, June 13th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Sitam Valley Road, Dennis White Hall, featuring Mike Manoa and Pastor Emmanuel Mule. This is a night of breakthrough, a night of praise. Entry is absolutely free. Proudly brought to you by Hope Media, keeping hope alive. Welcome to the world of Hope Media, a media unit of Christ is the Answer Ministries that is committed to spreading the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ through the transformative power of media. Hope Media is dedicated to utilizing various forms of media to spread the message of hope, love, and redemption to all people around the world. Hope Media consists of various units that work together to achieve this goal. These units include Hope FM. Hope FM is your #1 Christian radio station offering you discussions on current day-to-day issues, inspiring music, life-changing sermons, and news updates, broadcasting 80% in English and 20% in Swahili, with listenership of over 12 million every month. Hope TV. Hope TV programming is designed to inspire, educate, and challenge the viewer with wholesome content to reach various demographic groups, children, youth, and adults, both male and female, with viewership of over 24 million every month. Hope Recording Studios. Hope Recording Studios is a state-of-the-art recording facility that offers high-quality recording, mixing, and mastering services. It is designed to meet the needs of musicians, artists, and other creative professionals who require top-notch recording facilities. Hope Creative. At Hope Creatives, we believe that inspiring graphic design work doesn't just happen. It takes the right people with wild out-of-the-box ideas committed to the same ideals, working together to make it happen. We listen, we learn, we brand. Hope Digital. Hope Digital is a creative digital unit within Hope Media. We are driven by a passion to creatively express ourselves while influencing you with the same creative energy in online spaces and beyond. At Hope Media, we believe that media can be a powerful tool for spreading the message of hope as well as grow your business through advertisements, and we do this with excellence. For more information regarding our services, please visit www.hopemediakenya.org or call us on 0709 861 180. Hope Media. We keep hope alive.
We're back with business news now. Ride-hailing platform Bolt has launched Bolt Comfort, a new ride category designed to meet growing demand for high-quality transport services among Nairobi's expanding middle class and professional commuters. According to Dimi Kanyankole, the general manager for Bolt Kenya and Tanzania, the comfort category targets passengers who expect more comfort, professionalism, and reliability in their everyday transport, ideal for business commutes, airport runs, client meetings, and formal engagements. The service is initially available in high-demand areas within Nairobi and its environs, including Nairobi CBD, Westlands, Kilimani, and Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA, with estimated pick-up times of under 5 minutes. Bolt projects that the comfort category could account for up to 10% of total rides by 2025, driven by uptake from passengers willing to pay a modest premium for a more refined and consistent travel experience. Now, Equity Bank has been named Kenya's most valuable brand for the second consecutive year, with its brand value rising by a significant 8% to 71.3 billion shillings. Brand Finance, a leading analysis firm, has attributed Equity's growth to robust net interest income, extensive customer base, and a high brand strength index BSI score amid improving economic conditions. Equity Bank was also recognized as the fourth strongest Kenyan brand with an impressive brand strength index BSI score of 90.7 out of 100, earning it a robust AAA+ rating. Kisumu County government has kicked off an exercise to shut down all businesses belonging to traders who have not paid their county trading licenses and dues. The county manager, Abala Wanga, who is spearheading the exercise, has further put on notice businesses which have erected their posters on public spaces and walkways, saying they must remove them. Wanga has instructed the business community to report to the tax collection officers to file their taxes and renew their trading licenses and resume normal business operations.
So we are beginning the exercise today on decongesting the clogging of fake certificates and fake licenses. We clarify that we wanted to go digital and register advertisers. But we have the city scattered with signposts everywhere, walkways, people, billboards that are incomplete, some are dangerous. One of them nearly killed people in Kondele when there was a last season of heavy winds. We also realized that the billboards are erected on public spaces and walkways. These ones shall all be brought down immediately, and we are starting from today.
We are also mopping out all the fake licenses. We have discovered some and we have displayed them. So we are urging all the ratepayers of Kisumu County to pay their rates on time so that we don't fall victim of this enforcement exercise. So this exercise is going to go on until the end of the month. So we are requesting anyone who still owes the county government of Kisumu to come to the office of the revenue office at the city and at the revenue. So we are going to impose penalties on those people who are not going to pay their fees and charges at the end of the month. I also want to inform the citizens that the Governor, His Excellency Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, has waived 100% on rates so that ratepayers can now come and pay their rates.
We're looking at sports now. Harambee Starlets have departed for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, ahead of the CECAFA Senior Women's Championship. Kenya will open their campaign against Burundi this Saturday. Kenya will be joined by hosts Tanzania, South Sudan, Burundi, and Uganda in the five-nation regional tournament organized by CECAFA in collaboration with the Tanzanian Football Federation, TFF. And the tournament serves to build up to the 2026 Africa Women's Cup of Nations WAFCON final round qualifier against Gambia. Kenya is aiming to return to the continental stage for the first time since making their debut in 2016. Goals from Emmanuel Osoro and David Sakwa were enough as Harambee Stars clinched a narrow 2-1 victory over Chad in an international friendly match played at the Stade de Marrakech in Morocco. Osoro gave Kenya the lead after 18 minutes after he made no mistake finishing off a cross from Ben Omondi. At the stroke of half-time, David Sakwa made it 2-0 for Kenya. But after the interval, Chad intensified their search for goals and were rewarded after 60 minutes through Ali Muhammad Adam. Chad, who managed to hold Kenya to a goalless draw in the first match a few days ago, tried to push forward to find goals but failed to penetrate the Harambee Stars' defending line. The win also marked head coach Benny McCarthy's first victory from 4 matches since taking charge of the team in March this year. Kibra Soka Women's Football Club continues to intensify their preparations ahead of the anticipated FKF Women's Cup final against Vihiga Queens, a match to be played this Saturday at the Afraha Stadium in Nakuru. According to the team, they are expecting stiff competition from Vihiga Queens, who are 3-time champions of the Kenya Women's Premier League. At the Kibra Soka Women's Club training ground, preparations are in full swing as the team sharpens their skills towards the final. Ulinzi Starlets head coach David Vijago says despite losing the title last season, he is confident of winning the title, despite admitting that the final against Vihiga Queens will not be an easy task.
Finali tunatarajia tupate ushindi, tuweze kuwa mabingwa. Na ukiangalia camp wako ready, motivation iko juu, so tunaomba tu pia Mwenyezi Mungu atusaidie pia tufike katu kwa wazima na tuweze kushinda mechi. Last season tulifika finali, hatukupatana na competitor kabla tufike finali. Tulifika finali bila kupatana na ile competitor ngumu, so hii mwaka ukiangalia tumepatana na Ulinzi quarter final, tumepatana na Police semi final. Angalau tumepatana na kama Police ni mabingwa. Ulinzi wamekuwa namba 2 kwenye ligi. Asi namba 3. Sasa maanisha tumetoa namba 2, namba 1, namba 2, sasa namba 3 sisi ndio tutakuwa champion. Vihiga Queens pia wanajua mpira, so itakuwa game ngumu, lakini tunatarajia ushindi.
Na Philpot tumeingia finali, ijakuwa rahisi. Tumekuwa tukipatana na timu ngumu kama Ulinzi, Kenya Police na tukamanage kuatoa, kumaanisha tumeprepare vizuri. Tuna hope tukienda kwa finals, God willing tutashinda juu spirit ya team iko juu na tuko na moral na pia mental strength yetu iko poa. Opponent si team rahisi, ni team ngumu. Juu pia washakuwa champions wa Kenyan League, so si team rahisi. First leg kwa ligi tuliwapiga 2-0, tukaenda kwa tukatoka draw ya 1-1. So kumaanisha si team rahisi. So tuna expect a tough final, tough match. Itakuwa tough, but we are very prepared.
The third leg of the Loop Safari Gravel Series is set to take place this Saturday, the 14th of June, at the iconic Hell's Gate National Park in Naivasha. The race, which is expected to attract over 500 cyclists, also doubles as the UCI Gravel World Series qualifiers, making it one of the most anticipated events on the East African cycling calendar. The event brings together both elite and amateur cyclists, offering an opportunity for athletes to compete for a place at the UCI Gravel World Championships. To qualify for the World Championships, riders must finish the race and place within the top 25 of their category. Additionally, the top 3 finishers in each official category will automatically earn direct qualifications. The stakes are high for elite participants in the 120-kilometer race, with cash prizes on offer for the top 5 male and female finishers. And Kakamega Sports Club's Dismas Indiza produced a dramatic comeback to defeat Royal Nairobi's John Legirma in a sudden death playoff and secure victory at the Roiro leg of the Sunshine Development Tour East Africa Swing. Starting the day 5 shots behind, Indiza capitalized on Legirma's early mistakes, carding a level par 72 to tie at 4 under par 212 after regulation play. Rizwan Charania and Samuel Njoroge shared third place, both finishing at 1 under par 215 for the tournament. Brothers Mutahi Kibugi and Njoroge Kibugi tied for 5th at even par to 16. Naomi Wafula of Vipingo Ridge Golf Resort once again led the women's field, finishing strongly in 8th place overall with a total of 2 over par 218 after another steady round. Rwanda's Celestine Nsazuwera finished as the highest-ranked foreign player, closing his tournament at 1 over par 217 to claim 7th place on the final leaderboard. In yet another memorable moment, professional golfers of Kenya chairman John Wangai recorded a hole-in-one at the par 3 11th hole, marking the second ace of the tournament. The Royal leg wraps up another competitive edition of the Sunshine Development Tour East Africa swing as regional players continue their quest for Sunshine Tour points and valuable official world golf ranking points. Just before we wrap up this news watch, there's a reported fire in Kibra's Line, Isaba Estate. We'll get more reports maybe in the subsequent bulletins. Until then, I've been your anchor, Melissa Oduor. On the sign language, Boniface Muredi. Behind the scenes, Prince Charles and Davis Owino. Thank you for your invaluable company. Have a good night.